Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again to the stream. I do apologize for the delay, unfortunately. A bit of, I guess you could say I was distracted. Or perhaps even, lost track of time. But I am here now, and I'm glad that we are going to read through some articles. Let's see who's in the chat. Cedar Haunted is here. Hello again. Hello again to you. Lyraine is back here. Skitters, Crashes, and Waves. Hello. Caught your PM stream today. Thank you so much for joining me again. Mako says hello. And illumiinae says hi. Hello. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream. I do appreciate it. I do apologize for the delay. It was supposed to start like 30 minutes ago, but I'm glad you are here now, and we are set to go. Amalius 84 says hi. Hello. Thank you so much, everyone who is joining me right now. Yes, so if you are not aware, we are going through article streams, article reads, a great leader of their people, which is a category in summer camp that was just this past July. And a lot of Anvilites, people from World Anvil, which is a cool site where you guys should go and world build. They have written articles, and we are reading through them because I am supposed to judge the great leader of their people and find out which one of these I'm going to choose to win. And we've done quite a bit so far, but as I see, it hasn't been really even scratching the surface of what we need to get through. So if you are from World Anvil and you did write one of these articles, please do put it in the chat right now. I believe there should be a new thing to buy with the wisps. So there are channel points called wisps, and you're going to see the first one. Just click to buy one, and it only costs one wisp, and it says read my article please. And if you click that, please type your World Anvil username in there, and I will let you know. I will have you in the queue. Yay. I see Lyraine has done it. And I will go ahead and read Lyraine's article as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that, because it was a little bit challenging going through the chat and figuring out which one of you guys actually had your articles. So I said, I need to make some kind of article point. So now that I am an affiliate, which I am thankful to all of you guys for following me and helping me to get to that point, I do have channel points, and you can go ahead and redeem those so that I can read your article on the stream. All right, so without further ado, we are going to go to the first redeem, which is Lyraine. And Lyraine has said, read my article, please, and I will search you in my spreadsheet and find the article. I do see Special Agent Guy is here. Thank you very much again, they say. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your articles, everyone. So many redeems. I appreciate that, and that is a better way to keep track of things. All right, here we are. Siegmund Kerlbror. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But if you would like to go and read through this article as well, I am putting it in the chat so that you can read along. And there may be links and things that I might not have time to go through. And you guys, please go do check it out so that you can, learn way more about this world. Lyraine says, feel free to butcher names. I butchered them myself. Well, thank you for the permission, but it is great to have pronunciations, which is something that I've been saying a lot, because sometimes it does take you out of the world. First of all, I'm looking at the layout of this article is quite smooth, and the CSS is nice as well. Siegmund Kerlbror, I will say. I'm not going to check either of these, but as I put the article in the chat, you have permission to go click one, and if you want to check to join deeper lore or campaign lore subscriber groups, there's going to be more things revealed to you when you click on one of those groups, and you can learn secrets and stuff like that. So I don't want to spoil anything live on air. But yes, this is a character that if you join one of Lyraine's subscriber groups, you will be able to figure out more information just in case you are a player or if you want to learn more about this character, which is a nice touch. Alei Siegmund Kerlbror, I will say. I'm not sure either. Lyraine says there's no extra content in the article, just access to more articles. Oh, got it. Cool. All right. I do not want another morning starting with a merchant who had gone missing a week ago showing up bloated and floating in the harbor with half a leg missing, chewed on. Order at least 2 guards to escort merchants wherever they leave their wagons or the inns and taverns. So this is a note from Siegmund. Obviously, it seems like something happened for him to want some protection for some people. As a claimant for the position of High King, there's a link, in the datum, I'm not sure what that is, but there is more, there's links to that in the sidebar, which is nice. Kerlbror is the political rival of Tilde Magnus Doter in the Civil War. Most of his claim is based on Magnus the Red-Eyed, named him his heir while dying. Most of his claim is based on Magnus the Red-Eyed naming him his heir while dying. He has led the Astufers faction, there's a link to that, from the beginning of the Civil War as it has gone for the last 2 cycles. And there's a tooltip letting us know what cycles are, which are 3 moons of Khorive repeat their lunar phase cycles every 3 solar years. Every 3rd year, the beginning of the year had a triple new moon beginning a new cycle. So that's a little time tidbit in this world. One of the major stances of the faction's reasons for why Siegmund would make the better High King quotes a speech he once made about preparing them for the Great War beginning again. He has been encouraging the development for more militarized technology. So we have another description of him. Since Siegmund made his claim on the throne of the High King, loose tongues have commented on the young man's strong resemblance to the late High King as the similar resemblance between Magnus and Dad Kerlbror, which is the biological parent of Siegmund. And there's a link to him. Facial features, pale hair. He usually keeps his shoulder length hair and hates cutting it shorter, claiming his head has an unusual shape. He's tall, broad-shouldered. He would sunburn easily with his fair skin tone, and a scar from a dog bite when he was a child shows as a gnarled, twisted series of scars years later. As a child, he was extremely flexible. As an adult, he still periodically demonstrates the same level of flexibility, though he has been less inclined towards such demonstrations. To the concern of his personal physicians and those who grew up with him, he has always healed slowly from injuries, and his scars would develop scabs that would thicken into large knots. So I will see here, the sidebar, I see they cut the sidebar to go to a full width footer, which is good, but it's a little bit gapped downwards. So there's a family tree here, which is great, but I could see that you could probably stand to add some more filler to the sidebar before it gets down to this part. But yes, it's a nice, smooth article that you have. There's lots of little clips in the sidebar letting us know about him and different links to different things that we would need to know about him. which is great. This is quite a long article, but we will just skip through. Personality. He has some vanity issues with the idea of looking odd after a childhood of constant bruises and collection of scars, making casual and normal injuries appear more extreme than they would on his peers. Siegmund has also been described as hyper-focusing on war preparations since his teen years, when his father was preparing him to take up the Arling and duties of Arl. His likes his family, Daedem as a unified political entity. His dislikes, people doubting him. Understandable. Quirks. The few times Siegmund allowed himself to relax since the Civil War started, he will pop out his shoulder as a bet-winning trick, though he has to limit the number of times because his ability to replicate the trick causes him pain the next day a week later. Some would claim his greatest vice is his sense of righteousness in his actions, though others would say that righteousness comes from his own self-applied pressure and the pride he chases the idea of preserving a unified Daedem. Which is interesting character. His exact motivation is a topic of debate among his allies and rivals. Supporters of Magnus Doder believe that Siegmund is operating from a delusion of grandeur, falsifying the deathbed claim. Among his allies, several believe he's motivated by a rare patriotism. And there's a tooltip there, towards the concept of a unified Daedem. And some speculate on his mother's long engagement to the late High King, lending truth to some whispers about the Alei, or Arl, actually being Magnus's firstborn, and making sense of the unusual deathbed change of heir. So there's some interesting things about the character. It's apparent that some of the things are not complete, of course, but it's fine because these are summer camps and they are rushed, of course. But I like the layout, and I like how it is smooth and readable and clean, and I see the sections you have, so you're able to fill in those sections because clearly you laid out this article. I feel like you did a cool thing where you actually had an article template that you made, maybe a custom template, and it's pretty neat. Lyraine says eventually more will fill that sidebar, and other holes are because I was cutting out the empty sections of my BB code formatting to avoid bloating in the word count by too much. Yes, understandable. Like I said, I figured it was because of rushing and because summer camp, but I really like the layout of the article. This is a very interesting character. I do see oh wow, that's a little note you have to everybody. There are some notes and credits, which is great. So you have a little to-do list. That's a cool note. It says, not a copyright here, just asking that to-do viewable by everyone be looked at from time to time and someone comment on it to remind me it exists. That's cool. That's a cool little thing, reminder for yourself, so that when people see it, if they want to go to your to-do list and see the things you are working on, and if they're interested, they can say something, and that's really cool. I like that little reminder to yourself, and I'm sure sometimes you forget it's there, and then you get a little reminder from a comment from somebody. So, yes, thank you so much for sharing this article. There's a lot to learn about this character. Very interesting. And he's a half-elf species. So this is a very interesting character. And I love the layout of the article. I appreciate you allowing me to read that on stream live, Lyraine, and I'm glad that you joined us for it. Thank you so much. So yeah, other than the fact that those holes need to be filled in, which is something that you already knew, I think the article is pretty nice. And yeah, Yeah, the last other thing is I see you used tooltips and stuff, but if you use some of those for pronunciations, as you said, you already know some of the things are butcherable. Um, yeah, pronunciations is just something that I like so that you don't feel like you're getting taken out of the world trying to figure out what it says. So that would just be the other tip. And that being all, your article was pretty nice. And thank you so much. Lyraine says, happy dance. All right. Next we have Mako. Mako has redeemed article. I'm not sure of what your name is on World Anvil. Mako, could you please put your World Anvil username so that we can find you in the spreadsheet? Seleim. Okay. I will find you now. Thank you so much for that. Oh, there you are. Okay. Ezray Lohdan, I believe. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, please do correct me. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat so that you guys can all go to the article as well. Alright, Ezray Lohdan. Ezray Lohdan was born in 893 to a branch of the Lohdan family, a semi-powerful noble house in Yezel, or Ezel, not sure, but there's a link, who were primarily concerned with the running of Kumeza Tran, which there's a link. The group's main focus was to defend Yezel, or Ezel, against the illumiinae, which there's a link to that patrolled the southern border of Eoion. I'm not sure. Let's see if some of these have pronunciations, maybe. Nope. But, yes, that would be just a tip to add pronunciations to some of these. Ezel's northern neighbor. Oh, Eoion, says Mako. Eoion is Ezel's northern neighbor. Within the Kumeza Tran, the Lohdan and Ser families went back and forth in a years-long power struggle for control of the unit. As his family was mostly concerned with the day-to-day military operations of the group rather than their overarching plans, Ezray was educated in this. He spent his childhood bouncing between military encampments in the north and main military schools in Lioit, located in central Yezel. In 915, at the age of 22, Ezray began his work as an officer under his grandfather and other high-ranking officials within the Kumeza Tran after his formal education was finished. From then, he learned all they knew about the illumiinae and how to defeat them. He also developed a close relationship with the people who lived near the northern border, whose villages often gave the Kumeza Tran supplies and assistance. Over the next 17 years, he rose through the ranks until he was promoted to the head of the unit by King Petre Oida. However, a schism had been forming within the Yezelian military due to how independent the Kumeza Tran often acted due to their distance from the capital and main command. When the Sirku battles broke out in 933, Ezray had been in charge for just under a year. He was ordered to leave the north and assist Gen Se, the leader of the main Yezelian military, in the south, along the Sikru River, where most of the fighting was taking place. However, he refused, believing that Eoion, would attack should the Kumeza Tran leave their post. This resulted in Gin sending a large unit of Yezelian soldiers to force Ezray to comply. The two generals clashed, and Lohdan utilized his subordinates' familiarity with the terrain, along with the assistance of the villages, in order to hold off the better equipped and more structured Uzelian forces. He was able to drive Say out, but when Sirku battles were finished, many in the south wanted Ezray executed for treason. In the end, he and Say met to reach an agreement. Ezray was able to bring an end to Uzelian control over the Kumezatran, renaming them the Daji to show their independence from the main military structure. In return, his family, along with the Seers, took nearly full financial responsibility for the unit. Ezray lived out the next decade, leading the Daji. However, in 945, at the age of 52, he was wounded during an expedition and returned to the Daji headquarters. While being treated, he wrote the first account of proof regarding the existence of the cannibal healer, and there's a link to that, who had treated him during the initial injury. However, despite the healer's work, Ezray died from an infection in his wounds 3 months later. He was given a hero's burial and is still celebrated among the northern people. So that was a roller coaster of an article that covered a long period of this character's life. A very interesting life and a very interesting character. One of the things that I would say is pronunciations, of course, to be added. Perhaps in the sidebar, I see that the sidebar is only showing one thing, which is his lifespan. I would add more things to the sidebar. I do appreciate how you have links to everything else that we need to learn about, because we were not familiar with a lot of this stuff. You can also put article blocks in the sidebar to fill up the sidebar. Article blocks to these things, instead of just being a word with a link, it will have the picture and it will have a little excerpt from the article and stuff like that. And yes, a description of the character, as Mako says. I need to get descriptions done. Yep. Yes, you can. So basically, in the sidebar, I can show you. No, don't continue working. Where am I going? Where am I going? Alright, so this is something called an article block. An article block is like this. You see how there's... Oh, sorry. My thing skipped very much. But you see how there is a block here that has the name of the article, and then it has a little description of the article. As you see, this is a world block, so it has a whole link to another world. I do have more article blocks somewhere. Where did I put them? Oh, I know where it is. Okay. Yep, you'll see some more article blocks here. So, I world blocked Corellian's world, the Imaginarium, sorry. Then this is an article block to another article in a different world of mine. This is a world block to my world. And then I've even given article blocks to other people, like right here, the Sand Serpent and the Scuttler articles. So these can help you fill up the sidebar, and they will have little descriptions, and they will have the pictures, and that kind of thing. Just adding an article block would help to fill up this sidebar really fast. So that was pretty cool. First time chat from Overlord Forte. Hello, Overlord Forte. Thank you for joining. Overall, thank you so much again for that article, Mako. I appreciate it. The next person is a Special Agent Guy. Special Agent Guy. And I know your name on World Anvil, so I'm gonna go search it now. Oh, there we are. You're right here. Special Agent Guy, are you still in the chat? Thank you so much for joining. Yes, there they are. And yes, Special Agent Guy has a deep world. with lots of lore. They are also on Twitch, and they have a lot of things that they're working on right now. Let me see. Hold on. I need to link it so you guys can all go check out Special Agent Guy and see all the things that they are working on. And here is the article link once again, so that you can read along, and click on all the links and click on all of their social media as well. This is another reason why I like to share your guys' articles and the links, so that people can check you guys out, because you're doing more than just writing this one article, which is a great thing. So none of these articles that I've been reading during these reading streams are mine. Most of them are not. So it's great to check out the community and check out what other people are doing. And it's great to learn from writing, other people's writing. So this is Beline Milevski. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. Special Agent Guy, if you have any advice on pronouncing it, feel free to put that in the chat. It's President Milevski. Beline is in very good physical shape thanks to her daily training, even if the workload due to her work sometimes prevents her from accomplishing it. But she still manages to keep a good physical shape by being slim and has very good cardio. The pronunciation is right, says Special Agent Guy. Thank you. Mental characteristics. Born into a family in the city of Arlissa, the planetary capital of Soma, she was introduced to politics very early on by her father, who worked in the planetary government in the Soma Transport Agency. During her university studies, she chaired several student associations and was deeply involved in her community. A year after her studies in political science, having always wanted to get into politics, she stood for the district's election for a place in the sector parliament, an election she successfully won. Very appreciated at the end of her term, she succeeded in running for a second, third, and fourth mandate before retiring for 3 years with his spouse for the birth of their son that she had by in vitro. After her maternity leave, she stood for election for the title of governor of the Baxel sector, with the goal of running for president at the end of her term. She was elected by a large majority thanks to her talents as a speaker and her notoriety as a sector senator. She was also very appreciated by the citizens, which allowed her to run as a candidate for the presidency at the end of her mandate as governor. Having been designated the official candidate of the Progressive Party, she managed to win this election against 5 other candidates. Interesting. The nice sidebar has a lot of information about her. Green eyes, long hair, pale ivory skin. Nice. Even though there's not a character portrait, of course, there's a description, which is nice. Beline followed, like any Republican citizen, a general education which took place in his 5th and 15th years. She then went to history for her special education and completed her studies in political science at the University of Arlissa, which was very useful to her during her election campaign. She had a total of 3 jobs in her life, the 4 terms she ran for in the Baxel sector Senate, the term she ran for as governor in the Baxel sector, and finally the post of president in the Republic, which she has occupied for 7 now. I think it's for 7 years now? Not sure. But yes. Accomplishments. Her biggest accomplishment is the dizzying growth of her political career, because she managed to attain the most important post in the Republic in less than 30 years, which is extremely short compared to other presidents of the Republic. During these various terms in office, she was also praised for the good management of the administration and these numerous infrastructure projects which have enabled much better connectivity within the Republic. She's very good at management, has an extraordinary motivation, which helps her to cope with the heavy workload that accompanies her work, and strong sense of diplomacy, which helps for her diplomatic relations between the Republic and other entities. She's extremely attached to the Republican values, which advocates the equality of all, democracy, freedom, and justice. She is also firmly pacifist and believes in negotiation above all, which led to greatly improve relations with the Holy Kingdom of Catho during the first years of mandate. Beline has always dreamed of being in politics since she was very young because her father was a very active member of the Progressive Party, as well as an official of the planetary government, and her mother was very involved in the management of the housing cooperative where they lived. These parents passed on this passion for politics to her, and she also always wanted to help people. So this is an interesting leader, and a government leader at that. Special Agent Guy says, I think I made a mistake here. It's okay. As I said, summer camp, rushing through articles. This was a nice, comprehensive article that highlighted her political career. At times, I did see the pronoun was changed to him, and sometimes that happens, but it's understandable. There was other slight grammar issues, but other than that, it's pretty nice. I don't see much that I would need, pronunciation on. Maybe we could learn more about Soma or learn more about Baxel. So there could be links to different other articles that were briefly discussed. You could even put those in the sidebar as article blocks to fill it up, and that would be nice. Special Agent Guy said, I began this article, I think, 1 year ago. Of course. So that's great. When you are in summer camp and you find an old stub article and you think, let's work with this. Let's use this. Let's expand this. But thank you once again, Special Agent Guy, for allowing me to read through this article on your stream. It's pretty nice. And I would just suggest extending the sidebar a bit. And other than that, and the slight grammar and pronoun errors, I think that this is a nice comprehensive article. So thanks so much again. Next is Warrior Okami. Warrior Okami. Let's see which did they put their name on a world anvil. If you're still here, Warrior Okami. Oh, I see, the Betrayer Titan. There we go. There we go. Oh no, Overlord Forte says listening to the stream, ads cut in and just blast my speakers. Sorry about that. I do know that I've recently become affiliate, so some of you guys will have ads. Unfortunately, I apologize if they were too loud for you. I tried to adjust my volume so that I'm not too low. Somebody did say that I was too low in a previous stream, and if I am still too low, please let me know, and I will try to adjust my volume more. Alright, so there is Queen Anna, or Queen Anna, by the Betrayer Titan. And I'm going to put this link in the chat so that you guys can all click, figure out more about the world, and click other links as well as they may appear. Queen Anna Catcott, aka the Bloody Queen. Oh no. Alright. They said women could never lead the council. I intend on proving them wrong with every step I take. And that is what she said during her inauguration speech. Brown eyes, long raven black hair, pale white skin. She's 5 foot 9 inches and 140 pounds. Let's see. When Queen Anna took control of the Council of the Nine, she immediately set out to oppress the other churches to ensure she stayed in power. She manipulated the courts and the citizens through her constant planning and manipulation of the economy. Though many of the church do not like Queen Anna, the citizens of Tavren have loved her for her ability to keep the verdant jungle from growing.
I know. Everyone loves me. I just wanted to hear you say it.
somebody just subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Elviska, I believe. I appreciate you subscribing. A bit late to the party, but I love seeing what else people are making. I appreciate you. No, don't say sorry at all. We like when someone speaks. If you guys didn't know, that is the voice of someone else would, voiced by John McNally, and he says fun things when you subscribe or follow or do other things. So that was all great, and that's all good, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Much love to you. So let's see.
Obligatory associate.
Oh, and there's a follow. Another one. Thank you. I appreciate it again. Let's see what we were talking about here with Queen Anna. She does a lot of manipulation, but they do like her for the ability to keep the verdant jungle from growing and the lower tax rates she's implemented through Tavran. Queen Anna is in constant contact with the heads of the other churches in the Council of the Nine. She does also have heavy allies in the continent of Safel and Yugatosh. Her most notable relationship is between Childor Fury of the Tempest, the leader of Yugatosh, and Archduke Ynix, counselor of the Church of Asmodeus. Queen Anna is a follower of the Bloody King, and currently the highest-ranking knight in the church. She is a strict follower of the Bloody King tenets and severely punishes any of the churches that defy her orders. Even though she controls the entirety of Tavran, she tries to actively conquer cities with her own personal army. During her declaration of war, she manipulates the laws to ensure the least amount of resistance. If she really wishes to test her mettle, she will challenge other churches into stopping her. She's an articulate woman who will ensure that everyone knows that she controls the room. She will manipulate the conversation using more complex words to make her counterpart uncomfortable and uneasy. That is an interesting character, and a lot of manipulation going on there. Yes, I believe that the mood of the article comes across very well, and it's clear that this is, though she's seen as a good leader to some, she's clearly manipulative and I guess power heavy. She likes to be in power. This article is very short and to the point. Nice. I would just suggest expanding the sidebar a bit so that it can be even with the contents, as I always do suggest. I also want to say, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, yes. There's slight grammar issues, some of the grammar issues, and but other than that, I think that everything's pretty good. I would like to learn more about some of the things that were mentioned as well. So we will want to probably add links to those or add those article blocks in the sidebar so that we can figure out about some of those things that we don't know about. But yes, other than that, thank you for this article. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you allowing me to read it on stream. It's a very interesting character. The last thing, I guess, would just be this here. You could actually put this quote in a quote box so that it can kind of break up the text and pop out a bit. And that would be kind of nice for a quote box at the beginning of the article. I see Cedra Honnet says, that guy's lazy. He has not done a single thing for all the cups of tea I made today. Who are you talking about? While Blue Guy says, what's poppin', sis? And hello, bro. Warrior Okami says, plan on it. It's on my list. Thank you for the opportunity. Yep. Yeah, like I said, a lot of my advice is going to be stuff you guys already know, because summer camp was hectic. I don't know about you, but summer camp was quite hectic for me, and I was not able to do all of the things that I wanted to do. And of course, we're going to publish the articles anyway, because we need to get diamond, or we need to get gold, or we need to get silver, we need to get bronze, we need to get something. We need to do the thing that we're supposed to be doing, and therefore, when we are doing that thing, then it's good to, you know, just do it. Sometimes we can't make it perfect, but it's good to just publish it anyway. And that's the great thing. So I applaud all of you guys for going ahead and publishing those articles, because you got the words on the page, you got it out there, and you were brave enough to, you know, allow me to read it on my stream, which is awesome. So I'm proud of you guys. Next is Sasha 1. Sasha 1. I think that I did see which is your name, Sasha 1? Yes, AldrickPanzer. AldrickPanzer. I'm going to search you now. Yep, there we are. Dr. Julius Renard. Dr. Julius Renard. And if you'd like to read along, of course, I am going to place that in the chat for you guys, so you can read along. And I already see some stats in this cover image. Dr. Julius Renard. This is clearly a an RPG character, TTRPG presumably, or some kind of roleplay server. This is interesting how you have the stats as the cover, so that you can know how the character is with stats. There's a plotter supporter and all of the kinds of things that make them cool. Uses a cane. Goth. This is funny. He's an NPC for a current World of Darkness game and running. Thank you. So let's see. Desires keep new cell alive. Fear further family death, not preventing deaths. That is a fear. That's a fear that I do have a character also that is similar. Bags under eyes, emotional state goth, sight goth. This is comical stats as well. So, and I like this that you have a nice image for him. I wonder if the image is credited. I don't see credits for the image, but that's an interesting image. Let me know if you drew him or if this image was by somebody else drawing him, but let me know. Because it's nice to add art. Yes, you drew it. Oh, that is awesome. I like it. That's a great art. And remember, even if you drew it yourself, please credit yourself, because there's going to be people that go on your page and they're going to be like, "Ooh, this guy looks good. Who did that?" I would like something like that.
I know. Everyone loves me. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Okay, so we have somebody that redeemed Celebrate, and Wild Zugai subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing, Wild Zugai, and right on time we shall celebrate. So woohoo, 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 celebration, woohoo. I still don't have my little... Yes, I do. Hold on. Here we are. Yes. Okay. Sorry for blowing out your eardrums, but that is what's supposed to happen when we celebrate. Thank you so much for you guys redeeming Celebration and subscribing. Yes, so sorry about that for disrupting your article, but we are going to get back to it now. Cedra Honnet says, I have not seen any architectural blueprints. Do they need to be credited as well? So yes, I would just suggest crediting everything. And even if you just blanket credit, I blanket credit my own work. So that's so that I don't forget, because I will forget to put credits on everything. So I put credits at the end of my whole world. I say what all the writing is, I say what everything is, and if there's any kind of, let's see, a lot of this, where is it? Summer camp. All these kinds of things, I drew it myself. But I still just at the bottom say all art is drawn by me, except for the picture that was taken by this person. So a lot of times I really just don't have time to individually credit every single kind of thing, you know. And some things I even take photographs. So I still just blanket credit by saying all art is created by me, photographs are taken by me, unless otherwise stated, stuff like that. So that is a thing that I just like to do because I'm not going to remember to do all that. Credits are too much. But still, World Anvil likes you to credit people because they do not want any artists being left behind. So yeah, if you do have art, please credit, even if it's your own. Yes, this is an interesting guy, and I like the art style. I do. Merits longevity. You live long and prosper and do not suffer aging effects until you are 65 to 70 years old. 90 years old if you're a shifter. He's Dr. Julius Renard Jackson, aka Belmont Slayer. So I see that a lot of this is that, oh, I get it. These are like stats for if somebody is playing him. We can skip a bit of that. Physical condition, Jax. I like the comical of this little article. It's like fun to read. It's not just some proper article. It's just like there's, you know, different little things here that are funny. Fang sometimes has Fang that shows when upset. Silver Fox walks with a cane but doesn't look his age. Interesting. He followed the family business of becoming a professional hunter at 13, pushed by his mother to enter uni and receive his doctorate in folklore. After high school, married his first love and fellow hunter, Hugo Renard. There's a link to that person. They adopted 3 children, Nicholas, Julia, and Alei. During the final night, August 11, 1999, he discovered a plan to revive Dracula by the Camarilla, led by Lambot, sired by Dracula, 4th gen vampire. With the help of other hunter contacts, they stopped the ritual. However, Lambot was able to escape. He was offered a job at Iowa State University to head their folklore department. He moved his family to Iowa, where he entered a non-violence pact with Stefan Maddox, older vampire. However, months after moving, Lambok found them with a group of vampires from Maddox's territory, stormed the house. Lambok captured Hugo, ordered Julius to drop his weapons. He was restrained and forced to watch his children sucked dry by Lambok's vampires. Oh, man. So they ended up getting out, but Hugo ended up getting destroyed. That's kind of sad. He has a doctorate in folklore, full-time hunter, part-time professor, full-time professor, head of folklore department. Sweet dreams, Malort, and absinthe mix served in regular glass must be down in one go. That is a bison personality flaw. That's so this is a fun written article, even though there are some dark elements to it. And this is an interesting character. I like the art. There's a lot of GM notes in it, stats in it, and as you said, this is an NPC for a game, which is great. So a lot of times when it's for a game, it's like most of these are just GM notes, so it doesn't have to be such a spruced up article. But I would also suggest that maybe you can put some of these things so that the main body is not so long. You should have access to spoilers. I think that everybody can use spoilers. I'm not sure. But correct me if I'm wrong. There are spoilers, which are very simple. And what you can do is, you see when you click this and then it expands down. There's a very simple thing like that that you can put. So if you want to put merits inside of a spoiler, you can click the button of merits and it will expand to show this. And then you can put flaws also in there and it can expand to show it. And you can actually put those two in the sidebar to help this main part, not be like too lengthy if you want to. But that's just a suggestion. I would think to neaten some things up, to put some GM notes inside of like a little spoiler in the sidebar or something like that. You can also add different, I see there were links to some things that we didn't know about, which is great. So you could put some article blocks in the sidebar. That would be good. Or you can just cut down on this by putting some of these stats and stuff inside of a spoiler and putting it in the sidebar instead. But yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you allowing me to read that article. That was a very interesting article, and great job on the art as well. You do deserve to credit yourself for that art, because people will probably be interested and wonder who created that art. So it's great to shout yourself out and go ahead and put yourself as the credit artist. Next we have Amalius 84. Amalius 84, and I don't know if they put their username. Yep, they did. I'm going to search it now. Alright, there we are. And Marece, I believe it might be. Marece? Ah! Did I cover something up? No. This spreadsheet. Spreadsheets. I will put the link to that in the chat for Amalius article. All right. I see Alaviska has redeemed a Read My Article, please. Thank you so much. And thank you for putting your World Anvil username so that I can find you. Marece. Prominence Shepherd Freeman Figener. Marece of Fortin City. All right. This is an interesting article, quite long, but we can skim a bit. I hope you guys don't mind if I'm skimming a bit through your articles if they are quite long. I'm trying to get through as many as I can. Shepherd, the most powerful thieves guild in the land, he rules over the underworld of Fortin City, and there's a link to that so we can know what it is. His position secured by years of peace between rival families that would rather keep him in charge than fight each other over the seat. He is highly respected by his peers in the guild and by the membership of his public personas guild, the Carpenters, another strong and influential guild. He owns estates in the surrounding countryside as well as buildings in the city proper, making him a member of the gentry. There's a good sidebar here. Brown eyes, medium length, wavy brown hair, fair skin. And it shows his physical condition in the sidebar, which is good. Identifying characteristics also in the sidebar, and special abilities in the sidebar, so that it doesn't take up too much room in the main contents page. That's a good tip. Amalius says, no worries, I tend to go overboard on my writing. It's okay, it's not overboard. It's great, especially during summer camp, to get all those words out there. It's just that when you're on stream and you're trying to get through like 325 articles, it can be a lot. But most people are just going to be reading to read about your character. And that's why I put the link in the chat so that they can check it out on their own time and read through and click all the links and everything. Learned academics Monday through Friday mornings and religious studies on Sundays after Mass until the age of 14. Here he learned the basics of the language and etiquette. After which point he chose a career path. He joined the Carpentry Guild when he learned and mastered the trade, all while being a member of the Thief Guild, as his father was before him. Interesting. Started at 5 years old as affiliated non-member, a U, in the streets of Fortin City, as a cut, purse, and pickpocket, and occasional messenger, paying his cut to the local flock. He soon moved up to lockpicking as part of a crew, and became an associated non-member by the time he was 15. In order to become a ram, he swore a blood oath over a relic in front of the Crook and Hound with the bellwether who endorsed him. And there's a link to what a relic is. When he was 21 years old, he became a bellwether, and another oath was sworn. Now a full member, none could harm him without the permission of the shepherd. And he was finally allowed to grow a beard and mustache. Reporting to the Hound, he led his own crew with some sense of autonomy, so long as he paid his dues and brought no trouble to the guild. His accomplishments: he became a bellwether at a young age, quickly rose to Hound, and finally shepherd, all before his 30th year, defeated the great killer Inaredo in single combat, orchestrated the downfall of multiple enemy shepherds and would-be contenders for his flock. Failures and embarrassments. Lost the love of his life due to his involvement in so many schemes. Was badly beaten, scarred, and left for dead when he refused an offer from a rival shepherd. I see there's quite a bit of more information about his reign and his motivation. We can read his motivation. A desire for freedom drives him to constantly strive for more power, and it helps that those who had the power he sought had wronged him in various ways. The Grand Heel Farthing Shepherd killed a friend of his when he was young, just a cut purse running in the streets. His friend was the shepherd's nephew, and it was a family squabble. The Duke's Burrow shepherd sent his father on a mission that could not be completed, then killed him for failure. That's very sad. So that's one of his motivations, I guess, is also revenge. But he wants power, but it helps that the people in power are people that he wants to go after anyway, so that motivates him. Understandable. Very fit with athletic build. He is in impeccable shape for his age. Agility, dexterity, and coordination are such that he is known as the Thief King. He has scars across his belly where they tried to gut him, his largest scar, but most visible is on his face, from eye to ear to chin. He has tattoos, and okay, so a lot of these stats I can tell are also for the game, which is great. So yeah, this is a very interesting character, and although there's not a portrait of the character, there's a description of the character, which is nice. I would just suggest to link some of these things that we don't know about, and to fill up the sidebar with maybe more little, article blocks and quotes or images or whatever you would like to put. So thank you once again for allowing me to read this article, Amalius. I appreciate it. Lyraine says, returns with a hot bowl of chicken and peas gravy on toast. Enjoy your food. I would say dinner, maybe dinner, breakfast, lunch. I think it's dinner. Maybe a late snack, midnight snack, not sure. Next, illumiinae. Illumiinae, I think, is the next person who did redeem article. Let's find illumiinae's name. Same as here, yes. So we'll search illumiinae. There they are. Varthine Crystal says illumiinae. And we will put it in the chat. Dinner, yeah, Grandma wanted to make an old farm food classic from her childhood. Yum. Enjoy. Amalius says, I plan to put some links in later, and thanks for reading it. Thank you for allowing me to read it. Thank you for sharing it. I appreciate that. And yes, of course, as I'm saying, a lot of us already have plans for the article. We were not able to do everything that we wanted to do for these articles, but that's the good thing, that we just got the articles out there, and that's the important thing about summer camp. So I have put in the chat Varthine Crystal. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, not sure. they, them. Varthine was tapped for the position of House Mother at just 22, far younger than most who are usually tapped to become one of the House Crystal's two co-rulers in their 30s or 40s. They began their tenure 2 years ago at the start of the year AE 719, following the retirement of House Mother Gina. To anyone reading the papers or listening to the news, theirs would seem to be a quiet, unspectacular rule, but this is precisely how they prefer things. Their political style has proven more like that of a small-town mayor than a leader of a large city-state. Low-key town halls in cozy cafes where they spend far more time listening than talking have been a staple of their tenure. Despite initial doubts about how young they were, they have proven themselves an effective counterpart to the House Mother Zilonen, who's known for his boisterous, outgoing personality and his talent as a captivating diplomat. Varthine is one who is more down to earth, focusing their energies on issues that don't inspire bold headlines, but are no less important, such as infrastructure and housing. This is an interesting image as well. I wonder if this is credited. Yes, character portrait image by Eli, and there is a link to it. Great. You said, yes, that's correct pronunciation. And Lyraine says, ooh, artwork. Yes, and I'm glad that the artwork is credited. That is an interesting artwork, by the way. Let's see. Yep, it's not too long. Identifying characteristics. Varthine is easily identifiable by their golden skin. They typically dress modestly, making it difficult to ascertain if it is all of their skin or only certain areas, but it is clearly visible on their hands, wrists, and from their neck up. Such features are commonly associated with tieflings or Asimar, related to either Ninza, god of knowledge and the arcane, or Resa, god of the sun and summer. Varthine is always seen wearing a golden mask, almost identical in color to their skin. Delicate lace-like designs decorate the front, along with 4 short strands of beads hanging from either side of their face. It lacks any strap or other obvious method of securing itself in place. It's unclear if they can ever even remove it. Presumed to have been from the Rapuria state of the Principality of Mahid, Varthine arrived in the House of Crystal by train at just 5 years old. Their name and date of birth was written on their arm and their train ticket pinned to their shirt. Lone children were, and still are, an unfortunate reality that the House of Crystal had long since been prepared for, so it didn't take long for a ticket seller at the station to take notice. They were placed in a home before the end of the night and have rarely left the city-state since. Varthine's tenure has only lasted 2 years, but they quickly achieved high approval ratings. They have cultivated a reputation for being approachable and receptive, actively tackling issues that people come to them with concerns about. They've worked on transportation improvements, repairing aging port infrastructure, and updating building codes. All right.
Obligatory associate.
Oh, thank you so much again for following. It is Idiotic Cryptid. They say, I know I have some artwork I've got to make for illumiinae's World Amble page, and she can do nothing about it. Yes, this is that. Oh no, Wild Zoo Guy has now harnessed the power of his subscription to use some emojis. Magnar, O brother, hast thou seen? No knock knock, whosoever art there, brother. Omelet who? Omelet, you finished talking, brother Sindri. Why, thank you, Magnar. Hast thou seen how contemptibly obnoxious you can be at times? Okay, that is interesting. A little comic strip from my characters. Those characters are actually Magnar and Sindri, who are my characters, and they are emotes. If you are subscribing, you have access to those emotes. And Wild Zoo decided to just create a little comic in the sidebar. But tink, I don't know what to say about that. Thank you once again, I'm sorry, illumiinae, for letting me read your article. Who is the next article? Oh, I see Eleveska has used the tie emoji, which is Secret Agent Someone's tie. And Wild Zoo Guy uses a bag of memes emote, which is not mine. it's from some other stream, or either it's just a Prime emote. Who else was it? Oh, Milevski is the next person. Milevski is the next person. And Milevski said ynix. Ynix? Not sure how to pronounce that name. But yes, I will search you now in the spreadsheet. There we are. It's Nadyra, I believe. Ynix, says Milevski. Yep, alright, got it. And What's guy says beep bop boop bebop because he has found the handsome co-host emoji. Ah, not save link. As don't save the link. What are we doing? Spreadsheet. There we are. Thank you. If you would like to check out this article, go and click the link in the chat and find Nadyra. And there's a little
obligatory associate.
Oh, thank you so much for following, J.C. Bloom. I appreciate you. Yes, so there's a little maintenance in progress disclaimer on this world, which is great. I appreciate that. That's a little nice touch. Reorganizing everything right now, my bad. No, it's nothing to apologize for. That is totally great. It's awesome when you are organizing something and you put a note of it. Oh no, dude, Wild Zoo just hijacked the stream. And you chose one. You chose one, and one is play interactive game with chat members. Alright, so I'm gonna be fair because I know I'm supposed to stop whatever I'm doing, but Nadyra is here. Ynix is here, and I was just about to read Ynix article. So after Ynix article, I will let you hijack the stream, Wild Zugai. Oh no, somebody else also hijacked the stream! Oh, you bought it and said back to article reading. Okay, thank you, Multicry. That I did not expect a war to go down in the chat. Thank you for putting us back on track, but I will still let Wild Zoo hijack the stream after the article reading. But I appreciate you swooping in for the save, Multicry, and putting us back on track. Thank you. Wow, that's a nice use of your points. Nadyra. Oh, it's Nadyra. That's Nadyra. That's a good pronunciation. I appreciate you putting that pronunciation in there. That's one of the things that I often mention. Spoilers ahead. The following article is riddled with spoilers and will be privated after summer camp. So are you sure you want me to read this out loud? Hopefully you don't mind then. Because you did apply and ask me to read it. So we can read it, but this does have spoilers ahead, so I don't know if it's from a game or a book you're playing. Probably a game you're playing. But yes. No worries, it's just for my players, TBH. Alright, let's hope they're not watching. Lyraine says, your world under organization warning made me smile to know that others do that kind of world builder to reader communication too. Yes, Lyraine, that's a great thing to do. Because I just like seeing that there, because then if you see something, sometimes people will be like, oh no, what's happening here? And then you have to explain to them, oh, it's just a work in progress. Oh, I was reorganizing this thing. One time, it's a funny thing, I was kind of on a site and I told a story about this before, that I was trying to get a challenge entry in before the deadline. Well, this one I ended up actually getting in before the deadline without falling asleep. But I saw an error, so then I started fixing it while it was like I got in, but then after the deadline I was still able to edit it, which is like annoying, but I was doing it anyway. And the person was like, I'm so confused by this story. And I'm like, sorry, I was probably writing it while you were reading it, so it was very confusing. But that's why I appreciate those kinds of disclaimers here, and the spoiler disclaimer as well. Lyraine, thank you, says Elaviska. My entire category system broke down after 250 articles, so I wanted to rebuild it from the ground up and started with removing basically all organization for them. Lyraine said, forgot to write into Dad Kerlbror's article that Dad Kerlbror was the placeholder name for that person. I figured that that was a placeholder name. Kerlbror mom and Kerlbror dad. That seemed like that was like a placeholder. I didn't want to like say that because maybe that was their name. It's like, what's your mom's name? My mom's name is Mom. It's like, well, maybe that's how they are, but you know, it's fine. I do appreciate you clarifying that those were placeholders, though, because I did figure they were. But yeah, that's good. If it's a mom or dad, just put mom, dad, which is great because, yeah, that makes sense. Huge mood. Wild Zoo guy says, welp, you know, for me, I do a little trolling. What are little brothers low-key for? Interesting. Yeah, so you're trying to troll. Lyraine says, unofficially crowned by myself and others as queen as placeholder names. Queen of placeholder names, which is interesting. But yeah, let's get back to Nadyra so that we can go ahead and let the stream get hijacked. Nadyra, god of death, him. God of Death is a quiet, reclusive young god that is seldom seen or heard from, having ascended as a direct result of the cataclysm, and having been without his soul, which there's a link to that, already for some time prior to his death. He is even tempered, except under the most dire circumstances. And this is an interesting artwork from, I know it was crafted on Hero Forge, and this is a nice little border you have around it as well. Let's see. Yes, is it credited? Yes, it is. Awesome. And the cover image is also yours. You credited that to yourself as well. I appreciate those credits. I don't know if I worship a dead man or not, but if I saw him again, I'd buy the blue bastard a drink. Gods know he needs it, especially if he's not really dead. And that's what an elven veteran, recalling fighting alongside the god of death during the cataclysm, said about him. After the one in white ascended to power and took his place as the divine dictator, Nadyra Iveri, was killed defending the few survivors fleeing Shardaville West. As a result of his sacrifice, even without any emotional attachment to the survivors, the universe offered Nadyra the choice to become not only a god, but a god slayer. There's a link to that. With the powers to slay the god of fire, that was the primary source of destruction, Nadyra quickly eliminates the threat and calls down a healing rain to snuff the last of the flames and accelerate the land's recovery. However, he drew the eye of the one in white, who successfully defeated the new god. Exile. Unwilling to see its champion fall to the usurper, the universe wreathed the wounded god in its magic, protecting him from truly being slain by any celestial being. The one in white, no longer able to truly eliminate his only true rival, cast Nadyra's divine soul back into its former deceased body. The god of death found himself trapped in his flesh body, rendered powerless and dormant as he awaited his chance to return to the battlefield. There's a good sidebar here with a little description, which fits this well. And then there's this little sigil, which is nice. I feel like you could maybe put just like one or two more things in the sidebar just to make it even. In fact, you could even put this quote maybe in the sidebar, and then it would be even. But it's quite even. I like how you spaced it down on purpose to make the sidebar even, but I feel like this is still a gap here, and there's something that you could put there. It could be an article block to something. Just anything that put there so that it's not totally empty right there. But I do appreciate how you put the sigil at the bottom so that it can be filled up. Elvisa says the bolded text all have articles made, but they're in draft right now, so they don't pop as links. Of course. Understandable. Got you, true. Always forget that. That's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. Worshippers Nadyra, after his fall of the one in white, faded into obscurity and legend until only told by the few survivors remaining from the Astral War, in which they fought alongside him, they understand that they may pray to a dead man, and should their voices grow too loud, the One in White may take issue with their continued devotion. Every documented survivor of the Cataclysm and first wave of the Astral War has elected to take the risk regardless. An aging dwarf takes his seat alone at a weather-worn bar in rural Eltraxia, ordering 2 owls. The bartender knowingly places one in front of the dwarf and another directly across from him, leaving the man to his thoughts. He raises his drink to the unmoving tankard before taking a long drink and looking out the window at the gentle, soothing rain beginning to fall. Cheers, old friend. Maybe someday I'll finally get to buy that drink I owe you. Iconography. Because of the secretive nature of their worship, Nadyra's worshippers have developed their own sigils and icons to represent their forbidden faith. The crescent star, the most common symbol used for Nadyra, is the crescent star, an 8-pointed star tucked within a nearly complete crescent moon. This icon depicts the universe, the crescent, shielding the god of death, the star, from harm, and is typically used among those who still believe the god of death is alive, merely dormant, or waiting for the opportunity to strike back against the One in White and liberate the gods. Cross sabers, a more subtle icon Nadyra's worshippers will use, is a pair of cross sabers. For the fallen god's weapon of choice, a pair of scimitars. The faithful will typically keep a pair of crossed scimitars above the mantle in their home or near a shrine. Those believing the god was truly slain will wrap the blades in ice blue or midnight blue fabric in memoriam for his pale skin and the dark feathers on his wings. Other symbols, black diamonds, are offered as offerings to him, who have the means to acquire one. The god of death wore a silver pendant with a black diamond as a nod to the jewels set in the collar of his armor, which also served as spellcasting focus. Silver bracelets are worn by those who served directly alongside Nadyra in the First Astral War, as the god of death wore a pair of pure silver cuffs around his wrists. So very interesting article, very interesting character, and interesting stories and developments around the character. The only thing I would say, like you said, the bolded things are supposed to be links to articles that are not yet done. That's understandable. And then this here, just putting something there in the sidebar, just anything, would just make sure that it's not feeling naked. But other than that, this is a very neat layout and a very interesting article, how it's all laid out. I like even outside in your world, how there are different messages to the readers, and like this is just all smooth, and you know, it's a good overview. So I do appreciate that very much, you allowing me to read that article on stream. So yes, I think that was all of the people that redeemed a read my article. So yes. Got you, true, I always forget that. No problem. Let's see. Wild Zoo did hijack the stream, and one is, number one is to, play an interactive game with you guys. So yes, if you guys are still there, we can, see if we can play an interactive game. What kind of interactive game should I play? Perhaps... Wild Zoo Guy, if you're still there and you want to suggest a game, please do. If not, I will choose something. Overlord Forte, did you say that you had an article as well? Because I don't think that you redeemed the article. Oh. Wild Zoo Guy says, why did the rave band go a cappella? Because they were struggling to regain their composer. Okay. Understood, I believe the pun. I don't think that's an answer to the game question. But yeah, if any of you guys wanted me to read your articles and you did not redeem an article read, please do. You can use one wisp to say, read my article, please, and please put your World Anvil username so that I can do that. I will, for now, just quickly go to this, and we're going to play a bit of this interactive story game that I created in the world of Secret Agent Someone. And we cannot play the whole thing because this is not done, but I am going to let you play some of it by when I give you choices, you guys can vote on what you want to do. So, this is incomplete, and yes, at first I had a disclaimer up here saying it would be done by Adventure April, and then Adventure April passed. So I said it should be done by May, and May passed, and I said, never mind. I'm just going to say I'm done. I'm going to get done with it. Oh, it says during camp. Well, guess what? It's not finished during camp, unfortunately. But it is going to be enough. We are going to let you choose a couple of choices. So basically, the premise of this is you are a base operative is set in the world of Secret Agent Someone at Will-O-Wisp, which is the company that the spies work for. So you guys are just base ops, which are people that sit at their computers and they do missions on their computer. They don't really go out. They don't really do fun things that are, you know, all that danger and explosions and sneaking and bad guys and all that stuff. They don't really deal with that. They just sit at their computer and they do what the boring work at their cubicle. Some of it is exciting work. Some people like to stay in and be, you know, safe. But some people think it's unfair. So you have unfair. This is meant for 2 people, but all of you guys on the screen can participate. You have simultaneously that it's unfair. As you watch yet another pair of spies head down the hall on their way to the mission filled with bad guys, lasers, explosions, and more action than you could dream of. The elevator closes and you blink back to your own mundane realities. Looks like you'll be spending this uneventful workday sitting in your same old squeaky chairs, at your same old boring desks, staring into your same old abysmal computer screens like you've always done since being hired to work as a base op at Will-O-Wisp. Your job is simple. Monitor surveillance footage, listen to phone calls, analyze security photos, pinpoint suspicious activity occurring all around the world from the discomfort of your cubicle. Half the time, nothing even happens, but on the rare occasions when you do come across something, your hearts sink at the realization that the more experienced personnel will actually be assigned to investigate the person further, while the only recognition you receive are a couple of proverbial pats on the back. So, there's lots that you can do. Do you want to, you can look around the office, you can click around the computer, and you can do other things. So I'm just going to let you guys listen to what happens if you look around the office. And you're going to meet a person who is not very fond of someone else his name is Bruce Machete. Let's see what he has to say.
Yo, yeah, that Ellswood guy. I don't know, you shouldn't waste your time going gaga over him. He's not all he's cracked up to be.
Everyone loves me. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Alright, so we've got a gifted sub. Thank you so much for gifting a sub to Katoyflay. I appreciate it. Yeah, so while Bruce Machete is saying that he doesn't like someone else would decides to have the audacity to say that he knows that everyone loves him. He just wanted to hear you say it. So, thank you for that. Good timing, by the way.
Guy's messed up, for real. And you shouldn't trust a word he says. Someone. What kind of name even is someone? He refuses to tell the agency his real name. Has no record of existence, no history, no nothing. And he has the nerve to laugh about every little thing that's not even funny. His head is already up in the clouds. Now, all he needs is his butt kicked to the moon. Sometimes, I don't even know which side he's really on. That dude is super shady. Must have some psychopathic murderer past or something. He's mad sus. A complete wacko, a lunatic, and... between you and me, I think he's jealous of me. Let me just say this. When Ellswood first started, everybody thought he was so cool. He was passing all the tests and acing all the classes and everything, so they all called him a superstar or whatever. But he had just started new. I've been here at the agency for way longer than him. I have more experience and more training. Still, they let him go solo from the get-go? They never do that. You're supposed to start out with a partner. What's worse, he was dangerous with it. He flew by without a word for years until, finally, he was assigned to a mission with such high stakes that General Regato himself directly requested for me to keep an eye on him. Set me up to be his partner on the Veritas operation. You know what? This guy was so fed up with my good looks and awesome skills that he literally knocked me out cold and went on the operation without me. His loss. He ended up almost getting himself and the bigwig Psy guy killed, so they benched him. Said he couldn't get back in the force unless he agreed to have a partner. That was it? Bogus. He should have been terminated. Sent to the fly trap, something. He tricked me. His partner. And I'm not a person who's easily tricked. We were in the car and he was driving and he kept going on errands. I was like, dude, why are you doing your grocery shopping now? We have like a serious mission to attend to at the state capitol. Bro said BRB. Next thing you know, I woke up in his car and it was nightfall. 46 missed calls from Commander and news that Veritas Chopper was blown to bits. There was never a line to be his partner to begin with, either. Most agents with even half an ounce of common sense don't want to be found within 2 miles of that man. I just thought I could help a brother out, you know? And maybe show the agency that I could tame a wild wave. But listen, that dude is untamable. You hear me? I don't know what kind of mojo they worked on Constance to make her put up with him. Max bribery? Blackmail? Hypnotism? Something. Call him troubled. Call him crazy. Either way, bro's got some serious issues. Issues that should make them send him to the Styrax, if not the flytrap. I guess they count him a lost cause. Kinda makes me feel almost sorry for him. Almost. I thought I could coach him or something before, but I know now he can't be fixed. I decided it best to leave him alone just like he wants to be. I suggest you do the same. Why is he even still at the company? Beats me. My guess? He's got a spell on all of them. All of them but me. I can see right through the doofus. They claim he's so good. Pfft. What can this guy do that I can't? I feel like this whole organization belongs in the loony bin sometimes. What would Will-O-Wisp do without me?
All right, so there was a little rant from Bruce Machete, which is a character who clearly does not like someone else would. So you are at your desk and you suddenly see an alert ping up on your computer, and it says, greetings, base ops. I've observed your hard work and dedication to your tasks. I've also seen your eagerness to take on greater missions that require more effort and skill than idle standing by. Because of this, I will offer you a proposition. If interested, come by my office on the highest floor immediately. The passcode to access my suite by elevator is whatever that code is, and expires approximately 10 minutes, so act quickly. Regards, General Regato. So, would you guys like to go and accept, or would you like to decline? Ignore. I'm going to start up a poll, which is something that I have never done before, but I'm going to put it on a minute, and you guys will have I'm gonna see what happens when I do this. Alright, so you guys can click the little predict button and choose if you want to accept or ignore General Regato's invitation. And you can do so with channel points. And once you do that, I will choose the choice that is has won. So would you guys like to accept the mission? Or would you guys like to reject the mission? Whichever one you would like to do, go ahead and click that predict button. There are 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Quickly use those points if you would like to vote for which action you would rather happen. There are 13 more seconds remaining. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Time is up. And it looks like the prediction is that we shall accept the call. 67% of you said accept, and 33% said deny. Alright, so we are going to accept and see what happens. Alright, the two of you look at each other and decide that you should respond to Rigado's call. The day has been boring so far. What's the worst that could happen? You head to the elevator and enter the secret code. Soon you're on your way up to the topmost floor. Nerves jitter inside. Are you ready for whatever's waiting up there? What kind of fun mission would Rigado really trust a couple of big stops to embark upon? So you can play around the elevator or whatever, because this is an interactive mission, but it's okay. We will skip that. The elevator dings, and both of you head down to the hall, to the giant doors of General Rigado's office. Then a cold chill runs up your spine, stopping you both in your tracks. You gulp and begin to have second thoughts. Do you want to continue, or do you want to chicken out? Let's see. I'm going to choose. All right. Prediction was accept. Sorry. So now I'm going to start another prediction. All right, continue or chicken out. I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock and start the prediction. Alright guys, you have 55 seconds remaining on the clock. Please use those channel points to choose if you want to continue or to chicken out. And in the meantime, while Zoo has redeemed Wordy, tell us a funny true story. Alright, so there is, I have 39 seconds to tell a story. Let's see. I know that there was a time where one time, this was a long time ago. I was very little, and I was at the skate rink, and I saw this boy that I thought just was so cool for some reason, and I was chasing him and saying, "Hey, want to skate with me? Want to skate with me?" And he was just like, "Who is this girl? Please get away from me." And he thought I was okay at first, but then I was like trying to hold his hand, and I was just following him and stalking him basically, and he was really trying to get away from me. So the moral of the story is I was being super awkward, and I didn't understand, and I did not take the hint when there was a hint presented to me. And there we go. The prediction. Let's see the details. We have predicted, let's see. Everybody says continue. All right, so we are continuing. All right, you knock on the door, and you hear General welcome you inside. Before you can have a seat, he gets up from his desk and shifts an award on the nearby bookshelf. After a click, it swings open to reveal the sleekest, most high-tech area you've ever seen. There are already others inside at computers. Let's see. So you can glance around the office. Now, General Rigado himself, I want to get this voice redone, but I will let you hear, let's see, I will let you hear General Rigado's little mission brief to you.
All right. I trust you two received my email. That means you know exactly why you're here. You may think your work as a base op goes unrecognized, but believe me, we're watching. We're always watching. You see these other agents? They are currently carrying out some of the most important missions in existence. Internally testing our own elites. You see, there's an audit from time to time. We throw personnel into a fake environment so that we can fully observe their tactics. Such we do to learn for ourselves, helping improve our training programs, and so that we can better get to know the agents, see how they work. Other times, there are agents who have far too many pink slips. We want to put a finger on exactly what's going on and why, so that we can put a stop to it. Your mission today is the latter. You heard of Elsewood? Someone Elsewood? I know, ridiculous. This guy is famous around here, if not infamous. In my book, he deserves the boot, but he's produced too many satisfactory results for Will-O-Wisp to even consider getting rid of him. You know, contrary to popular belief, I don't think the pros outweigh the cons. He's destroyed company property, totaled agency vehicles, put countless lives in harm's way, both of those of agents and innocent civilians. He's detonated bombs when they sure as heck could have and should have been defused. He defies orders, insists on working solo, and intentionally goes out of his way to compromise the partners he's been assigned. Quite frankly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of him. But to get rid of him, we need to provide valid proof that he's no good. I've gotten McCox to send Elsewood and his partner to Bunker 421, which is completely monitored and controlled by this set of computers. Now, it's your job to keep tabs on him. You can even interfere when you want or need to. Just get a mission report for me. He's bound to do something wrong. Is this doable?
All right, now, I do see Lyraine says, no, I don't see any other agents, just my cubicle. All right, so yes, so when you look around, you do see lots of other agents. It says the environment is nice, black walls, low lights, high-tech equipment. A giant glowing Will-O-Wisp logo is mounted on the north wall, surrounded by several large screens. It feels like you two just walked into some sort of command center straight out of a sci-fi movie. So yes, you do see other people around as well. Do you want to accept or decline? There's one more chance to decline if you would like to. So let's see. General... And we are going to do one more of this interactive poll. And it's going to run for a minute. And we're going to start the prediction. If you would like to spy on Elsewood, please use your channel points to say yes or no to it. Say yes or no to this mission that General Regato has given you. And yes, you have another chance to chicken out. Let's see what you guys are going to do. I wonder. So, yes. If you have any other questions about things, you can go ahead and let me know. Like I said, this is supposed to be an interactive story, and it's supposed to be like a choose-your-own-adventure style book, but it's also supposed to be like a role-play game. So, you are, you know, gonna be talking with the GM and stuff like that. I see Wild Zugai has redeemed co-host Do Something, and let's see what he will do. He just drank a data query drink, which is trying to be like strawberry daiquiri, but it's a data query because he's a robot, and he says glug 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 burp excuse me. So that is a little running gag. If you aren't part of my Discord server, Handsome Co-host is there in the Discord server, and he does like his data query drinks. Let's see what happened with the poll. Everybody does say yes to spying on Elsewood. Okay, so we are going to accept that. You accept the offer and he gratefully handshakes both of you before showing you to your new desk, a total upgrade from where you had been sitting. In the corner stands a wide rounded panel embellished with glowing buttons, levers, and controls. Mounted to the panel is one super large curved 8K computer monitor. The entire setup forms a loose semicircle around two ergonomic swivel chairs that are so comfy and soft your spines feel aligned the moment you relax into the cushions. You really feel like the coolest spies on the planet now, in a cool spy base with cool spy stuff. So you see other agents, and some agents you haven't seen before, and some you have seen before. You were told they've been transferred to a different department and have never heard from them again. So this is where they've been hiding out. General Regato stands by, and then soon he leaves back away. And when you explore your new workstation, there's plenty of room for you to slide to and fro in your chairs. And you see the new controls. You glance up at the large monitor and feel a bit strange. You can see your floor and all of your co-workers. You can even see your old desks. Suddenly, the view switches. A window titled Will-O-Wisp Agent 337165 appears that seems to follow someone else would through all of Jack Pine Tower's surveillance cams. Every time he exits one room, another camera picks him up in the next. He walks down the hall and is soon joined by Constance Harbor. The two of them enter Commander McCox's office. So, you will see what happens there.
Why is everyone being so secretive and mysterious today?
What do you mean?
Well, not one agent said anything to us on our way here. Not even a simple hello. And I could have sworn I saw two base ops turn their computer screens away from view, like they've something to hide.
Takes one to know one. You act worse than that. I think you're just paranoid.
And why would I be paranoid?
You tell me.
There you two are. Would you close the door, please?
Something feels off today.
Something is off. 5 databanks have been stolen from Will-O-Wisp. Databanks with serious data on them. Hush-hush stuff that nobody should know about.
How is that even possible? Don't they keep those things in a secure vault?
We're not talking about the details. Know this. Measures were taken. Agents were terminated. We only need you two to get the banks back so that the company can pretend this whole thing never happened.
And inside the... well...
So, where are the banks and what do we do?
Bunker 421. Get in, get the banks, get out. Don't dare review the contents, or your next destination could be the flytrap.
Okay.
Bunker 421.
Get to the car, I'll ping you with the coordinates en route. The drones we sent didn't find many security personnel, but the main thing keeping the place so secure is its remote location. There may be lasers and booby traps too, though, so be careful.
Sounds like a cakewalk to me. Even Constance could probably do this on her own.
Seriously?
Why are you sending us both?
It looks pretty chill from afar, but who knows the secrets that bunker's holding within its underground walls? We all could be in for a big surprise. Besides, you both know about it now, so it's too late.
This makes no sense. Let me go alone without her there to get in the way.
Me? In the way? You're the crazy one who's always doing all the crazy stuff and not even communicating with your own partner.
Obligatory associate. And...
Hey, yo, work all that out in the car. We need you two on this pronto.
But...
No buts. You both already know too much. So you're both saying yes to this mission, and you're both going. Now.
No. Constance won't tell a soul about this. Right, Constance?
She's going with you. And that's final.
Fine. You're right, Constance. I'll only mess things up. You should go without me.
So you're literally turning down a mission?
Elsewood, don't start with this today. Constance, get him out of here, please.
Come on, let's go.
No.
Okay, so after seeing this, you begin to familiarize yourself with the controls, and you see a camera catches your eye, and someone and Constance are in the garage heading for a sleek black car. Below the window, you notice many apps you can click around into. One of you click the ear icon and discover it allows you to tap into someone's communication wire at any point in time, and another is a car icon. Clicking this provides access to nearly all the car's controls: light, air, heat, windows, radio. So there's another poll we're going to do. Do you want to mess with the car? Yes or no? You will have 1 minute to decide. Alright, so there's lots that Lots of possibilities. Messing with the car, yes. Maybe the lights, controls, air, heat, Windows radio. Or if you just want to leave that alone, you can do that too and skip on to the next point. 39 seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds remaining. It looks like a majority of you guys are going with the yes option. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are all done. And yes, you have predicted that we will go ahead and play with the controls. So now you click into the camera embedded on the dashboard, and now pops a clear view of someone unconscious in the car, and they are totally unaware anybody's watching. Oh, look! Here go the coordinates from Commander.
There's something sketchy about this mission, and I don't like it.
I don't see what the problem is. A mission's a mission, right?
Not always.
And what's that supposed to mean? Okay, so next you can choose to mess around with any of the controls. Do you want to use the radio, the AC, the windshield wipers, or go crazy? You can also do all of the above if you'd like to. So just type it in the chat. This is not a plot point. This is not a choice point. This is a play point. So you can do any or all of those. Go ahead, do any or all of those examples. You don't have to predict. Just put it in the chat which you would like to mess with. Radio, AC, windshield wipers, go crazy, or all of the options. All of the options, says Lyraine. All right, let's go.
Huh?
What? What is this? Why are you playing this?
I'm not playing this. Why would I play this?
Then turn it off, please.
Huh?
I said off, not up.
Oh, I'm trying to shut it off. It won't. I can't. It isn't working.
Is this some kind of joke?
I'd ask you the same.
How could I play a prank like this in your own car? I don't even know how it works. And apparently you don't either.
I know my car.
Why is it getting so hot in here?
I don't feel anything.
You have the heat on in the summertime?
I didn't notice.
It's too hot in here. Hey, now it's too cold.
Is it?
Please, stop playing games.
I assure you, it's doing this all on its own.
Of course it is. Windshield wipers? It's not even raining.
Windscreen needed to be cleaned, I suppose?
Whoa, that's quite a lot of windshield washer fluid. Isn't that a bit excessive? You're very wasteful.
It's doing this all on its own. I can't even see out of the
No,
windscreen.
why are you rolling the windows down? It's all going to get in here.
I didn't touch the windows. This is madness. Bonkers.
Someone? What's up with the lights?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Someone! The actual heck is going on?
I don't. Calm down, car. Calm down. There, car. Everything's... No! What on earth?
Someone!
Override! Manual override! I said manual override!
Someone stop this car right now!
I'm trying. I can't.
Well, then at least unlock the door.
Tried that too. Didn't work.
If we crash... Someone?
What? You have to admit that was kind of fun.
Fun? Don't do that again.
That wasn't me.
I'm serious.
Really, that wasn't me. You know, I've had this car for a couple of years. Always so smooth and reliable. This is my first time witnessing her wild, unpredictable side.
And I know just where she got it from. You've been such a bad influence. But seriously, maybe it's time to get a new car?
Oh, shh, don't say things like that. You'll make her go mad again.
Okay. So, now suddenly you spot a couple of General Regato's assistants staring suspiciously in your direction. Do you choose to calm down, wipe the smile off your face, and cut it out? Or do you want to pay them no mind and keep playing with the car? So we are going to start another poll. Thank you for your patience. All right, and we're gonna have another minute to decide. All right, use those channel points to guess which one you want to do. 55 seconds remaining. Well, Zugai says he never kept going. Wonder what will happen if you keep going. "34 seconds. Do we think we want to stop playing with the car? Or do you want to keep playing with the car?" Lots of mass chaos, says Lyraine. "15 seconds remaining. We have a current tie. We need some tiebreakers. 5 seconds remaining. Use those channel points. All right, let's see. It's 50-50. So, I'm going to just choose to keep playing with the car because, as Wild Zugai said, I don't think that he saw that. And last time we played on stream, we did not choose that choice. So I am going to go ahead and keep playing the car. Take the registration out of the glove box and light it with a lighter, says Cedar on it. All right. Let's see. We are going to play them no mind and keep playing with the car. So, you carry on laughing and smirking at all the hullabaloo you two are inflicting upon someone in Constance when 3 muscular men approach your workstation. They buzz in the general on their communicators, and before you know it, he's right there beside them. How are they ever going to get to Bunker 421 if you keep delaying the mess out of them like this? Your faces grow pale, and you gulp down your guilt, when suddenly Regato cracks a smile. We need folks like you on the other side. There are base ops that hack enemy vehicles, you know. How'd you like to be transferred to our mobile cruise ship in the Bahamas? Higher pay, change of pace, and mischief-making galore. What do you say? The two of you beam as you imagine the tropical scene, and soon it's a reality. Your new normal? Chillin' out with flip-flop feet up, shades and palm tree shirts. Sipping on refreshing drinks by the pool, just ruining the bad guy's day from the convenience of your laptop. What a life. The end. So, yes, there's a link to try again, but I think that we are going to leave it right there. The stream is almost at 2 hours. And thank you, Wild Zugai, for hijacking the stream to go play a fun game. Thank you to everybody who's still around that I've read articles of. I appreciate you guys and your articles. Thank you for everybody just hanging out in the chat. I appreciate you all, and I know it's pretty late for some of you, and I started late. So I thank you guys for joining me so much. Thanks to everybody who's been playing the game, and I just appreciate all you guys so much. Do know that tomorrow morning I do plan to stream again at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and hopefully you guys will join me. Hopefully I'm not too late starting, as I was late starting this time. But yes, thank you so much again to everybody. Can't say it enough. God bless and happy time zone, whether it be morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever it is, wherever you are. God bless and much success to you. Thank you so much to Wild Guy for gifting subs and subscribing. Thanks to everyone else who also did subscribe today and redeem channel points. All right, you guys have a blessed day, night, evening, time zone, everything. And I will be hopefully back tomorrow morning. All right, have a blessed one, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.